Good morning. Hello, everyone. It's Anne coming to you from Prince George. This is a class called Front 9 Fitness, and I'm here for about 30 minutes. Today, I'm focused more on some dynamic movements, not necessarily some strength building. So for today's class, you're going to need a chair, a golf club, which I have right here, getting ready, golf club, and a book. So I have, we're not lifting the book necessarily. We are standing on it and we're using it as a support piece for another exercise that comes later. So if you even want to use a yoga block, that totally works. So a book, a chair, a golf club, and a space on the wall. You will definitely need that. Oh, finally the sun's coming out. It's a little chilly in my backyard this morning. So thanks. This is in partnership with my business here in Prince George called Active Health Solutions and British Columbia Golf. They were kind enough to partner with us so that we can push it out to all the golfers around British Columbia. But I want to just remind you to work at your own pace and your own level and be safe, especially coming in and out of exercises. So own pace, own level, your own range of motion, do what you can, take breaks when you need it, take a water break when you need it, and let's get started. So we always start with a dynamic warm-up. So we'll get going here. Oh, I see a few people online. Thanks for joining me. And as always, this will be on my site or Facebook page, and BC Golf's page on Facebook shortly. Hi, Chipper. Good to see that you've arrived. Okay. And we're going to switch it, bum kicks. So just a little raise, same side. Try and get that heel up to your bum. Just warming up the fronts of our legs here. These are the big quad muscles. Oh, I hope it warms up in the next half an hour. I'm chilly right now. And I kind of figured we would let's switch to some higher kicks across the body. A little wider, working in our arms in a different plane of movement. But I golfed on the weekend. I played golf, so I figured we might not need the strength, but definitely the range of motion. We got to keep moving, lots of rotation, and switch it behind us. Now again, cross the body. You can take a little wider stance. Chipper, you'll have to let me know how you played. Couple more. Okay, now I gotta move my chair out of the way. Now we're gonna do our side steps. So you're gonna activate and just side step 3 or 4 in one direction, 3 or 4 in the other direction. And as I go in and out of frame and look a little dorky, I get it, it's okay. But this dynamic warm-up is designed really so that we can warm up in a lot of different directions. We do so much walking and cycling and things that are just straight ahead. And that's not how we injure ourselves. Our sport is rotational. We have a lot of side hills that we need stability, and then we put it into motion. Okay, so this next one is a big step, and then you're going to go big step over the bent leg and across, and then switch sides, Okay. Now, if you have enough space, you can step forward, although I get very big on the screen. So you may want to do that around. I'm on my back patio. And you always start over the bent leg, step, bend, and a bit of a rotation. Let's do one more. Step, rotate. Okay. Oh, what else do I have? Oh, right, heels and toes. So you're going to pop those toes up, walk around, do a little circle, a little lap. I'm coming in and out of frame. I'm everywhere today. Hopefully you have enough room, enough space. Okay, those are heels. Now go up on those toes and walk around I don't wear high heels anymore, so I'm way out of practice. Just wear flat, very minimal footwear these days. All right, grab your chair. First thing, we do this every class, is our press with our ankle. Hopefully, maybe you'll be able to see it from back here. Try and get the knee in alignment with the toe, but then carry on. We are really working that ankle mobility this morning. Oh, hello, sun. Thank you. It was chilly back here. Now it'll probably get too hot. And switch sides. Couple more. Hopefully this sounds okay today. I've stopped kind of testing my mic because this is, I think, my 8th class that I've been doing. So I kind of feel like I'm an old pro and then I get complacent. And you can use your chair to balance or not. And you're just going to do some calf presses or calf raises. But use that chair if you need it. If you're not sure about your balance or if you just feel more comfortable having it at your within reach. All right, now with your chair, you can go, what I'd like you to do is side swings. So we're crossing it in front of us. These are how the swimmers warm up. Lots of track athletes too, but we really need to dig into those hips a little bit. Loosen them up. And let's go on the other side. And thanks to everyone who's been sending us little Facebook messages. And I love hearing what course you play and where you're from. So thank you to everyone that's reached out and said you've been enjoying the workout. And again, if you have questions, please let me know. Grab your book or your yoga block. So I'm going to plop mine down here, and I'm going to stand on it. So we are going to do a hip list. So if you can get now down below the level of that book, or whatever block or piece of wood, or even a stair if you can, if it's close enough. And switch sides. So go with the other one. And I don't need to switch the direction. I can just do it from here. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that. Gotta keep it moving. And then if you want, you can do this next one on your book as well, or you can just do it on the floor. I want to do it because I'm going to probably point my toe a little bit today, but it's a Pilates Leg Circle. So with nice tall posture, I want you to go 6 circles forwards, and then you can switch and go 6 backwards. I think that was 6. Never know, never count. As you, those of you who have joined me before know that's one of my problems with cueing a class. Switch sides. And again, I'm going to stay on that book, and we're going to start with those Pilates leg circles. And if you're standing up nice and straight, and if you're doing them small, that's fine. But if standing up nice and straight, you will feel this in the long muscles of your back. And all kinds of different places within that hip. And switch direction. I hope you switched after 6. 4, 5. Last one. Okay, I'm feeling that in both of those little divots on the side of my behind. All right, flip your chair over. I'm just going to tuck my book off to the side here. And the first one that we're going to do is the cat-cow position. And really drop, arch your back to the ceiling or the sky, and then all the way through. And you will, when you get into that arch position, you will feel it. We haven't really done a lot of warm-up on those hamstrings yet, so just where you're comfortable in the range of motion. Here's our cat-cow. I'm looking at my lesson plan for the day. Believe it or not, I write it on a whiteboard, plan it all out, make sure it flows, and hopefully it fits within 30 minutes. Okay, last one, up, down. Alrighty, and the next one that we have before we just work on our necks is our pelvic tilt. So with our nice long iron swing, so weight on the balls of your feet, so not on your heels. You get into that long iron swing by dipping forward. So now the weight's on my heels, and then you unlock your knees, and now the weight's between both feet, 50-50, but also on the balls of your feet. Okay, so this is our starting position, and now we're going to arch and press and move that pelvis around our backs, back and forth. And if you're like me, you shake through some of those sticky points. And I golf, like I said, on the weekend, so my back's still feeling a little tired from pushing my cart. 18 holes, lots of swings. Well, lots of putts, actually. That was terrible. Next one before we get to our golf club is our necks. And we started working with our necks last class. And we're going to keep going. So the first one is just, I might have to move my mic here, chin down. And if you can look up a little bit, that's great, but I definitely don't need you to hyperextend too much. But go with the neck down. Now, the problem with lots of us that have our tension here or have very stiff necks because we've been so poked forward is that when we go down, we raise up our shoulders to try and get a little bit less, or to try and increase kind of that movement. And so we've got a lot of compensations. So that's where we want to make sure that our shoulders stay down and that they're not lifting up on us. So now we're going to turn so you have rotation, and then if you can drop your chin down to your collarbone, and then you're going to go to the other side, drop it down. I can't do it because of the mic, and then swing it all the way through. Drop it down. And again, I just caught myself. That shoulder wanted to take a little pop up there, and I can really feel it in those muscles of my neck. But I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of sitting at my computer. I need to refresh my level 1 rules. Bad. All the rule changes I haven't kept up in the last few years. So I've been sitting on the RNA site, signed up. It's free. The level 1 rules. So yippee, lots of time. More time at my computer. Grab your golf club. So we're going to start with very gentle wrist rotations here. No flinging. Please do not get so gung-ho that you're twirling a baton and you pull a little muscle in your wrist. Please don't do that. Got a few people online today. Thanks for joining me. Now switch it to an up and down. And you should feel when we do that, these long muscles that move our hands, right? So we have muscles that do this, and we have muscles that do this. So we have to kind of warm both of those up because the golf swing actually uses all of them. The brachialis and the brachioradialis, and they just get super ignored. When do we ever stretch them? All right, overhead, and this we're going to incorporate a lat stretch. So as we go up, we're going to see if we can go back a little bit, and we want to do this without really poking our heads forward. So only go as far as you can. And like I said, I have some pretty good range of motion through my shoulders. Even though I have kind of horrible posture, I do work on this quite a bit. And so even if you can do a little back arch if you've got it. but however far you get up there, and again, no flinging. And some of us will definitely need to have a wider grip. That's no problem. And some can even have a more narrow grip as well. And with that, we can do our pec stretch as well. So we're going to open it up and try and extend, because this, as we get more hunched, these pec muscles get shorter, and they stay, you know, it's for our chest, and they kind of go up this direction, because, and then everything we do, you know, computering, driving and dishes, right, just makes them shorter and shorter. And as our heads poke more forward, we lose the range of motion in these chest muscles. So open it up, and you can go on one side or the other. These are pec stretches. Now, if you'd feel more comfortable, you can do the pec stretch on the wall. So you would just hold your arm up at 90 degrees and then step forward and open that up. And every time you pass a door jamb, you know, pick a room to walk in and out of and stretch. External rotation, so hands underneath, and we're going to open that shoulder up, nice. Roll those shoulders back and down, and then you're going to open up, externally rotate. And with that golf club, we go up and over. We did this last time with the lanyard. So you're hanging on, and you're going to reach around, see if you can find it behind you, and you're going to keep it in motion. So pulling down gives you a tricep stretch, and then from the bottom, pulling up is a bit of internal rotation. And for those of us with really rounded posture, rounded shoulders, you want to be very careful when we're going on the upward, right? Because these muscles right in here, all these little attachment points for that rotator cuff, are just getting a little bit of a funny workout that they haven't gotten in a while. And switch sides. So up and over, work on that tricep first. You got to find half the battle is finding it on the bottom. So down, pulling down, and then up. So tricep and internal rotation. And release. A couple more here with the golf club. We've got our hinge. And I want you to really feel it. We're working those hamstrings, and if we, as we come up and we squeeze our bums, then that warms up that glute muscle. And all of these create stability in our golf swing. As we put our swing in motion, they have to be strong, but they have to be really stable and have good flexibility, good range of motion, so that we don't get loosey-goosey on our swings. That's when we hit kind of weird shots, or we lose lots of distance because we blow all of our power in funny little spots. It's very energy inefficient when we have a loose swing. That's why the guys on the tour hit it so far, because they're very controlled. So that was our hinge. And the last one before we go to the wall is our wide grip swings. So go right up onto that follow through side. Nice and gentle. We're going to do a bit more rotation today on the wall. And flip your brain, because we're going the other direction. Gosh, I think my microphone is today, so apologize if it's inconsistent sound. I have not been paying attention to it. Okay, hopefully that is a bit of a warm-up here. The next one is on the wall, and we're going to do, we've done these in the past as the shoulder blade push-ups, but now we're going to see, and I'm not great at them, is shoulder blade circles. So our normal push-ups are when we forward and back with our arms extended, but now if you can see if you can get a little circle happening, little rotations both directions. That's a little hard. Okay, said I'm not awesome at those, but I try. And then the wall angel. So peeling your back. I stand about a foot away from the wall because I want my back and my head and my shoulders, everything to be flat on the wall. Now, if we get you to here, that's fine. Because as soon as we go higher, if our hands pop off the wall, that's not really helping us. We really want our heads, lower back, everything to be pasted on the wall. And we're doing a wall angel here. Okay, I have a brick wall, so this is really prickly. Kind of silly. And then, if that is okay, and you can keep those forearms and head and shoulders and wrists, everything on the wall, you can go higher. And if you want to do cactus arms, you can go straight up. So whatever level, but if this is as far as you get before things pop off, you stay low. And hopefully over the weeks that you've been doing these, you've increased it a little bit, and now that it's golf season, it's going to slowly come back to you. All right, so those are the wall angels. And then these are kind of like the thread the needles that we've done, but I want you to get up onto your full follow through side here. So one hand out, or both hands up, and you're going to sweep through and right up onto that follow through side. And I can really feel the stretch here. Okay, and then back up. So these are kind of just little mini sweeps. And you don't need to keep that hand touching the wall here. You know, if you want to come out and then stretch it, that's fine. Let's do a couple more. Stretch, create some rotation, and don't hold your breath like I just did. Last one, and let's switch sides. Right through. Okay, let's go with the other hand. So you're drawing a circle and sweeping it through. Okay, this is 2. There's 3. Keep breathing. There's 4. And here comes the last one. And then I have another crazy wall one. And then we'll get into our sort of our strength stuff, but more dynamic. Okay, and then again, kind of with this position here, and we're kind of doing the crazy cat. So I want you to think about drawing the letter C with your body. So your hands are going to go one direction and your hips are going to go the other direction. And if you can keep your hips square to the wall. Okay, so we're here, and then we're going to go forward. I mean, to the side, not forward. Oh my goodness. To the side. And these are, when I was kind of figuring these out, they're kind of like window wipers. But the more you can dig into this hip, it's kind of an extension of the last one we did. But it goes a little deeper into those hip flexors. Again, I was catching myself, holding my breath. Stop that. Okay, grab your chair. So I've got about 5 different sort of strength exercises. How's my time doing? And then we'll do a stretch. So the first one, and it's a little tough to see, but I want you to, with feet wider than shoulder width apart and your toes pointed out about 45 degrees. What I want you to try and do is a sumo squat with nice tall posture, and then we're just going to rock back and forth. Now, if you need your chair, you do it. You stay balanced, and you can use that chair back and forth. And if you can get lower, that's good as well. Okay, a couple more of those. So this is a sumo squat position. And I just want you to side it a little bit. And again, if you can get a little lower, but move in and out of this one very gently. This is kind of an odd position. You know, we're so used to the squatting position, and often when we get down, our heels pop up, right? And we have this compensation, so it's really challenging on those poor little knees of ours. Tips with our palms up. So I'm going to flip my chair over, and I'm going to drop forward. Hopefully I don't boot the wall here. And my palms coming up. So here I go up. it's almost like an airplane position. And again, you can keep that palm up. And let's do one more and switch sides. I'm guessing that's about 10. Again, me and my counting is quite quite pathetic. Okay, palm up and down we go. So you're lifting or you're raising the leg that's closest to the chair, and the opposite palm is the one, or the opposite hand is the one that's extended. So this one's going to incorporate a little balance. So if you do want to try, you can both palms up. Okay, that was a lame attempt. Let's do 2 more. Hopefully you're feeling it in those hamstrings. And again, into your behind. Okay, I think that was 2. I said 2, and then I don't know if I did 1 or not. Okay, mountain climbers. So using the base of your chair, and hopefully it's not going to kick out, and if it is, then put it against the wall, because then it's going to stay braced. But we're into this nice plank position, and then we're just going to do a little running motion. So it's a bit of a push-up position, and it's a plank. So we're activating our core. I'm guessing I've done about 25. Let's see, that's got to be close to 30. And you can do as many of those as you'd like. You're going to sit on your chair now. The last 2, we're going to sit on our chair. But I'm going to use my book. Actually, I'm going to use my yoga block. But hopefully your book, if it's not too heavy, you can use it. So sitting on the front of your chair, and you're going to position your book in between your knees. And you have to kind of squeeze to keep it from falling out. And then you're just going to lift your bum. See if we can get 10 of these. 5, 6. That's 10. Do you have another one in there? Okay, 11. We cheated. 11. All right. Hey, Donna. Good to have you on. Last one before we stretch in our chair, and I just want you very dynamically to raise and give that knee a hug. So it's a march. We did kind of these bicycles the other day, but now we got a little bit more range of motion. And only squeeze and give that knee a hug as high as you can manage. Couple more, and then you've earned your stretch. And everything we did today was very dynamic. Not tons of strength building, and you can certainly crank it up. Take your mountain climbers to the ground. Do a set of air sumo squats instead of the movement side to side. All right, shake it out. So there's certainly ways to kind of create the intensity so that you get more of a strength workout, but it's also nice. Now that we're in golf season, I'm not sure we want to build a lot of strength, but we really need to stay moving and work out as we get tighter and tighter as we swing deeper and deeper into our rounds. So we're really working on that range of motion and almost kind of prehab and rehab for those tight aching muscles so that we can start golfing as much as we want. Because I know that there's some people out there, like my dad, who are now going to golf as much as he can, right? Almost daily for the rest of the summer. So let's start with our necks. And we did some neck stuff. So I really felt it after Thursday's class. So if you get into a tight spot in that neck, just take a second and a breath and kind of stretch it out and then move to the next little tight spot. Okay, make sure you go on both sides. And again, thank you to British Columbia Golf for helping us to put these on and get the word out. During this pandemic, I've been really looking for ways to act in service of my golf community and hand on the opposite side and reach around. And this was a way to use my expertise. I'm a CSEP, which is a exercise physiology trained exercise professional, but I'm also a PGA of Canada Class A golf professional. And I teach kinesiology at the College of New Caledonia, switch sides. So it's an interesting intersection of all kinds of my skills and my areas of interest to just turn us, especially as we age, into great golfers, or keep us at that level of being great golfers. We don't want to lose our distance, and we really want to make sure that we're enjoying a one leg straight out with that toe popped up. That if that's how we choose to spend our time and our energy, that we do it in a safe way that will sustain us for years and years. So that's my little plug about my passion and what we are doing up here in the north. And we have quite a community of golfers, so really happy to do these classes online for free. Cross it over, externally rotate that knee, stand up nice and tall, or sit up. I always say stand up. Sit up nice and tall and bend a little bit forward. Some of you might not need to if it's a little tight and crammed in that hip joint. But hopefully you can feel it kind of on the outside. And then as we increase range of motion, it digs a little bit more into that hip, piriformis. Okay. And switch sides. So the other leg extends out, and we drop our shoulders with a nice flat back so that our hamstrings, which is the muscles at the back of our legs, get a little bit more stretch. How's my time doing? Oh, perfect. Almost 30 minutes on the dot. Being respectful of everyone's time. And so this video will go up very shortly. So thanks for those and Release have joined me live. We don't get super lots on the live feed, but we get lots of views afterwards. So right on. Thanks to joining me. So externally rotate. Wow, this one in comparison to the other one has Zippo range of motion. It feels like it's popped straight up. I don't need to lean too far forward to really take a bit of a moment and feel that pain, that stretch. And release. We're going to turn sideways. We're going to do some hip extension here. So your knee, one leg on the chair, the other one goes back, lots of hip extension. And I want you to feel like you're tucking your pelvis in the right position so that you get a real good stretch in this hip flexor. Shoulders back and down. And then you can go with that outside arm straight up and then lean it back towards the chair. And switch sides. Release it and go the other direction. Hey, Elizabeth, thanks for joining. I saw another comment pop up. I had to check it. And again, fixing your pelvis so that you get it in the right position, right? Hopefully you're not rounded, but you've got a lot of extension in that hip flexors, getting a little stretch. Okay, and then you're going to take that outside arm, raise it on up, and then tip it back towards the back of the chair. And release. Oh, that does feel pretty good. Last one, we always finish hands together, push, drop your head, and raise it up. And then our hands are going to break apart, and we're going to come into cactus arms. And as we do, we can exhale, breathe it out, and press one more time, and raise it on up, and release with big arms here. Thanks for joining me. I will see you back here on Thursday, and then if you can't make it, we'll see you. You can watch the video on the flip side. Thanks, everyone. Happy golfing.